In this video, I want to share with you 7 tips, even though I'm holding up 6 fingers, 7 tips on how you can become more confident. Tip number 1 is what I call filmatic. And filmatic, to describe to you this specific term, is when you take something philosophical and also make it pragmatic. So with this first point, this is the point of wisdom. You see, people don't see you through their eyes, they see you through your eyes. And if I was to make this relevant to you and I as we're both sitting here, is that I don't see you through my eyes, I see you through your eyes. And what I mean by this is as you improve the way you see yourself, it improves the way that I see you. Can you see how this is a little bit philosophical, but at the same time, it can be extremely pragmatic? Because we often think that if I want to change the way other people see me, I'm going to have to change things about them. Whereas in actual reality, to change the way people see you, you have to change the way you see yourself. And there are many ways in which you can do this, which leads me to the next tip. Sorry, just before we get into the next tip, I need a quick shot of caffeine. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. People tend to ask me, Vin, how do you have so much energy? The answer to that is very simple. I'm a caffeine addict. Tip number 2, make the commitment to become great at what you do. There's a great quote by Steve Martin who says, be so good they can't ignore you. Be so good they can't ignore you. I love this quote so much because when you make the commitment to becoming great at what you do and becoming so good that they can't ignore you, that in itself builds confidence. Let me explain why. When you become exceptional at what you do, ultimately what that means is that you have more impact. You have more impact in your family, in your work life, in your community. You have more impact in the world. And as you have more impact, you will begin to feel more confident within yourself. And you know what else? You're going to feel an incredible amount of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. And these are such important ingredients when you're putting together the cocktail of confidence. Tip number 3. Now this particular tip may come across as a little bit self-serving. However, make the commitment to improve your communication skills. And no, I'm not going to plug my online course. I won't do it.
Hey you! Yes, you! Have you been thinking about how you can improve your communication skills? Have you thought about how you can become more influential and more inspiring as a leader? Well, look no further, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to introduce to you the Stage Academy, one of the leading online courses for communication skills. Vin says so himself.
Yeah, I did say that. On a more serious note, the reason why communication skills are so important is because when you're able to articulate your thoughts with clarity and precision, when you're able to bring your vision to life, when you're able to inspire and influence with the way you communicate, it makes you feel heard, it makes you feel seen, it makes you no longer feel invisible. When people feel like what I say doesn't matter, what I do doesn't matter, that's when they don't feel confident. That's when you feel insignificant, and at the worst times, that's when you feel completely invisible. Tip number 4. Wait, I think Craig, I'm still invisible, damn it. Can you bring me back, please? Thank you. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is about you facing your fears. One of the reasons why this is so important is because as we face our fears, or we start to face more of our fears, we build a bank of evidence to prove to ourselves that we are becoming more courageous. One of the things that scared me more than anything in this world, and even though I'm a keynote speaker, I do public speaking for a living, the thing that scares me most is stand-up comedy. Nothing scares me more than a room filled with less than 10 people who are sitting there with the expectation that you're going to make them laugh. Ugh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. So a couple of years ago, I made the decision to face this fear.
My heart's beating really fast.
And I jumped on stage for a 5-minute set, and I tell you what, this was one of the scariest things I did in my life.
So in Australia, the way we say hello is we say g'day, as you all know, but you may not know the traditional way Vietnamese people would say hello in our culture, and it's hello, man.
But the moment I did it, and the moment I faced that fear, I started to add to the bank of evidence that I am a courageous person. And just by doing this, I now fear stand-up comedy even more. No, I'm kidding. I'm no longer scared of it. It doesn't frighten me as much. Before I was 10 out of 10 fearful. Now I'm about a 6 out of 10. It's not as scary anymore. And the more you start to do things like this, the more you start to build that bank of evidence that you are someone that's courageous. And as you start to get those badges and put them on yourself, you'll start to feel more confident. Tip number 6. Do something nice for somebody else. Be kind, be compassionate, do something for somebody else. The act of contribution is amazing. It does amazing things for your self-esteem. It does amazing things for your level of happiness. And I know self-esteem and happiness definitely contribute to self-confidence. I'll give you an example. The other day I was walking through the city in South Australia and I saw a Japanese band playing. And when I watched them play, they were smiling, they were having a good time, and they just seemed like they were living life to the fullest in that moment. And I thought to myself, I remember when I used to do close-up magic and I used to busk in the city for some money. And when somebody contributed a little bit of money to me, it made me feel amazing. So I took this opportunity to do an act of kindness. I wanted to contribute to their passion. I wanted to encourage them to continue their passion. So I gave them a tip. But more than this, I jumped onto Instagram and I left them a comment to inspire them to continue and pursue what they love. And look, I even got a comment back from them, and when they sent me this comment, oh, it filled me with joy. It made me feel good about myself. And guess what? All of these things lead to me feeling more confident in who I am as a person. Tip number 7. The final one is a simple yet brilliant one by a man named Coach John Wooden, who says, if you focus on the things you can't control, you'll soon lose control of the things you can control. If you focus on the things you can't control, you'll soon lose control of the things you can control. Isn't this such great wisdom? If you want to be more confident, focus just on the things you can control and let go of the things you can't control. I hope these tips and ideas have helped you to become a more confident person. And I mean, at this point in the video, we have to also ask, is it really that important? All of us become so confident? And the answer is yes, because when you are more confident, you're a better parent. You're a better son or daughter to your parents. You're a better partner. You're a better contributor to society. You're better at work to your colleagues. We are better people when we are more confident. And we do life better when we are more confident. Oh my goodness, I'm actually quite curious. I wonder how many times I said the word confident. If you actually kept count, please do leave it in the comment section below. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comment section below. I do use the comment section to really help me gauge what kind of content I'm going to create the following week, what kind of content I'm going to create moving forward. Thanks for being a part of my network. Thanks for being a part of my community. Bye. Confident.